Well, this is Zeus. Welcome to my now. And it seems as though we're always participating in a now, right? Over at the canal, doing my art donation sale, Global Peace Project, doing tarot down in Indianapolis. And I just want to discuss a few things. I had a friend of mine, Amy, who had stated that I should work a regular job like everybody else instead of selling art. And I thought to myself, kind of be truthful. Her statement was based upon lack of knowledge. And I'll share this so that you can see things the way I see things. My dad had gotten cancer. Well, he developed it probably many days, I don't know. But he went to the hospital. He said, "I'm a goner, mate." So I gave up everything in my life. I'd reset everything up after being divorced. And went out to Colorado to see him. Anyway, he died in 8 weeks. My dog died when I was out there, and I ended up on the street, which was really interesting. But the most important thing I want to really focus on, the street part, was just a projection of self. And the fact that he died, and then I got the development of cancer on myself back in 2020. I think it was a disagreement with the OTO, and they had sent some stuff my way, but I deflected it. It hasn't killed me or anything like that, and I believe it's going away. But even though, why in the fuck would I spend any of my days working for another human being if it wasn't to benefit others? You see, and that is the key point. I'm talking about benefit a whole. And if I'm going to be here only for a short time, I have no problems with it. I'm here now, and I've been here a few days, and I've been here more days than some and less than others. But the reality is, why would I give up one day when there's only a short period of time to go? Or not? I don't know, and I don't have a clue, but I do know this: I'm not using the allopathic method to cure cancer, because you cure a ham. Heal, that's the key. Heal. And I'm using a homeopathic method, mainly iodine and stuff like that. And urea, supposed to take off the protective coating of it. And really it comes down to, I heard, and I don't know because I'm not a research scientist, but I do scientific type of stuff where I weigh it out with multiple versions of me, which is different people, which we all are the same spirit with just different versions, perceptive realities. Perceptive in the speaking that there's nobody that's ever been on this planet like you or me, because nobody's been through the stuff that you've been through. And so your perceptive wheel, which is a retroactive perceptual wheel, as we call the... Anyway, so nobody has the perception you do, and so that means no two eyes see the same thing. And so why would I, change who I am just because? And I worked for a lot of people for a long time. I did some really hard labor work, hod carrying, brick work, that's part of the hod carrying, and then also concrete. Auto sales wasn't too big of a deal. It was good money. I made Ray Skillman a bunch of money, right? And then I did roofing, which was a good job. I worked for myself, but it was just always at the hands of somebody else's wishes. And I come to this understanding that the only person I can truly serve today is me. I mean, and I believe in other people, and I will serve other people. Just like today, when I went to the Recovery Cafe, they had a big pile of bushes, branches had been cut off that needed to be transferred to the dumpster, and nobody was there to do it, so I volunteered to do it. You know, that is a reality. That was my reality. Anyway, so today is the day, and we do our best, forget the rest, right? I mean, I really don't have any real obligation for other people other than to be of best maximum usage. Been doing the formula from Napoleon Hill, which states, you know, I will engage in no transaction that does not benefit all whom it's involved. And truthfully, I've been in businesses where they're selling stuff, new cutting edge stuff that really, did it work? Once I found that there was a question if it worked, then I basically couldn't sell it anymore because it was not benefiting anybody. You know, I don't know what I don't know, but today is the day, the only day we ever live. There's no other moment in time, because when you wake up, after you've been asleep, you wake up, you're in your now. It's in the now. You can say, well, there wasn't yesterday, was there? I don't know. You can't really prove it, other than maybe you've got some objects, some trinkets, some stuff from yesterday that you can show me. But are those just the instant manifestation of your now because you think so? And when you think about the atomic ratio and the electromagnetic energy that encompasses all, and everything is electromagnetism. Electromagnetism of atoms that are 99.999 empty space. There is nothing in them except for a very small percentage. It's just a outside skin. And it's just electricity. Outside skin and electricity inside it. And the cells of your body are 100 trillion atoms in every one of them. And from my understanding is there's millions, trillions of cells in your body. And they say, Dr. Bruce Lipton said in his book, The Biology of Belief, and also he has a YouTube, look at it, Biology of Belief, Dr. Bruce Lipton, that we put off about 700 trillion volts of electricity. This guy's been doing stem cell science since the 60s, right? He knows what he's talking about. And the biology of belief, the 13th universal law is the law of belief. If you believe it to be true, it will be true for you. Maybe not somebody else, and then if you got other people talking smack on it, it will disappear from your reality because your belief wavers, right? Today is the day of your amazing good fortune. You can do anything, you can be anything you want to be, you just have to believe. Believe. Don't try to believe things that you don't believe. There's too many things that are beneficial that you don't know what you don't know, right? Because there's a 4-step method in belief, or actually becoming and doing, and it's the 4 stages of understanding, which is unconscious incompetence, meaning you don't know what you don't know because you don't know you didn't know it. When you do find out about something, now you're consciously in a position of non-belief, right? But you're consciously aware of it and you're not very good at it. You're consciously incompetent. But if it's something that you enjoy, you can engage in it and learn about it, and then you become consciously competent, working the steps till it becomes a habit, and then you become unconsciously competent. That's the whole regulation part. So, every day in every way we get better, better, and better. And it's just a matter of just, am I willing to put myself into a position of becoming that which I think? And that's an interesting concept that I talked to a friend of mine about. She hasn't replied yet because she's in England, different time zone. But in the formula that Hill wrote, in order to become that which you want, to get that which you want, you have to become a different person. And so you become that by envisioning and mentally picturing in your mind 30 minutes daily on the person I intend to become. The person I intend to become, and then 10 minutes daily just working on self-confidence, right? And those two alone will transform you into the version of reality that you want to be. But it's all centered right inside of you, because without it, there is nothing else out there. You might think so, and you may have an addiction to watching TV, and then the reality that you live in circles around the shows that you watch, because you become attuned to it, because it is an electric interface. Your brain is a transmitter and a receiver. You say, well, you're crazy, dude. That was Einstein and Edison that said that. I'm just repeating it, and then I realized that the truth to their statement was very well true. So, you know, if your brain is a transmitter and a receiver of energy, and it sends it out into the field, and the things, and through the principle of auto-suggestion, and I want to share this, there was two fellows, this is in the belief pattern, there's two fellows in France that they were scheduled to die, and the French, they've got a very funny way of doing things. I mean, study, man, it was study. And these two guys, one was guillotined, and they showed him the usage of the guillotine that chopped a melon, worked really well. Well, after he finished his last cigarette, put a hood over his head, stuck him in the machine, and then whacked the machine, the back of the machine, with a 2x4, didn't touch him, poured warm milk on the back of his neck, dropped a melon in the bucket, and that fellow died. He died. Nothing touched him but warm milk on the back of his neck. Now, you also got the other fellow was to die by knife, right? And they did a thing where they cut the paper in front of him, showed him how sharp it was while he's smoking his last cigarette, right? Put a hood on his head, grabbed an icicle, and put an icicle on his neck, and then went around it, right? And he assumed from the melting of the icicle on his neck, he didn't know it was icicle, that his neck was being cut and it was blood. Well, they got to the other side, he fell and he died. Now that's belief, the 13th universal law. He died because he thought so. And see, how many things in my life have I held myself back from that I didn't believe in, or I personally believed something bad was going to happen, and very, very well I made it happen with my intentions. That's some amazing stuff. But, you know, today's the day. Today is the day to be a higher version of yourself today, and to treat others with love and respect, exactly what you want, because you don't get what you want, you get what you are. And you know what? That is scary sometimes when you find yourself in the pit, right? In the pit of thinking. But there's always got to be some type of shake-up in order to bring the good stuff in. You just have to have faith. Faith in yourself. Faith that you can be that. And today is the only day that you can do it, because it's the only day that you're here. Love. Love and fear. Fear is a very interesting thing, because people will kill others, they will steal, they will do all types of things when they're in fear, because they don't believe that they can have what they want to have, because they're fearful. And And that's directly against love, because fear and love are the two opposites. When you're loving, you're not fearful. So, anyway, it's a pleasure talking, and I appreciate everybody that's been on this. Have a great day.